Guys, Jake here with Switch Fix Games. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Nintendo Switch. The main difference between this version and the old one is extended battery life, up to 9 hours battery life, and where the old one was about 5 to 6 hours. So pretty much same hardware, only this model you actually get a 9-hour battery life. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at what you will get in the box. And first we'll take a look around the box. Some graphics on the side, some JoyCons, and just another look there. Kind of a little section that shows you what actually comes in the box, and let's take a look at that. Okay, so right off the bat you get some information about what to set up and how to do it, which is pretty straightforward, pretty basic on this. So we did get the neon JoyCons. We got a blue. We got a hot red, hot pinkish kind of color there. And the actual Switch itself. Alright. Just cardboard. We have a Nintendo Switch health and safety guide of some sort. We have an adapter for the JoyCons to turn it into somewhat of a Pro controller. We have, looks like the dock, fairly nicely wrapped. Got bubble wrap and some foam around that as well. So we have the dock. The Switch actually just slides right down to that slot. Some nice rubber feet on the bottom. And then on the back, we have AC adapter, USB adapter. So if you get a Pro controller, you can charge it from this dock. And then you also have your HDMI output. And then there's also 2 more USB ports over here on the side, also for like charging and that sort of thing. I wouldn't see why you'd have any trouble charging maybe even a couple of remotes with that guy. Then we have the adapter, an adapter for the Joy-Con to play as an individual. I'll slide some of this stuff over here. Show you guys. Then we also have another adapter and an HDMI cable. And we also have a USB-C power adapter. And that is it. That's all that's in the box. So one thing, guys, I've heard about the Nintendo Switch that you probably need to watch out for is that I've heard that a lot of the third-party docks, stuff that's not actually made by Nintendo, have bricked the Switch. So, you know, they've either got really hot or they've actually fried the Switch, so it's not usable anymore. So personally, I have not even attempted to use anything other than actual Nintendo dock. Unfortunately, they're really hard to get right now, and they're between like $60 and $80, so kind of expensive for this piece of plastic here and a charger. But anyway, we'll go ahead and just kind of show you how things will go as far as setup on this. So you would run your power, your HDMI, they did a good job tying that one up. Alright, so on the back, you would run your power adapter in here, your AC, your HDMI output, and run that through the nice cable kind of adapter there. It's kind of nice. You can either come from the side or come out that way. You plug in the brick. Oh, the very nice brand new, pristine, clean Switch. And that pretty much sets up your dock. From there, you can dock it. It should begin charging. Yep, there it goes. Also, the JoyCons, obviously they are, you know, battery, internal battery, not changeable, lithium-ion type battery. These are also updatable, so the software Nintendo would push down to update these, but they just slide on both sides. And then to remove, they just have a little push, kind of a round little button right there at the top. You just push that, and you can pull it out. They latch back in. And so, and then these are for if you were to in multiplayer games, each person would get a Joy-Con, and these go on just to make it a little easier to push the buttons, to kind of smooth things out, round things out, and then, you know, safety straps so you don't bust your TV out, and that sort of thing. So, just a closer look back at the Switch, though. So that's your setup, and here's your initial turn on and your setup screen. But as far as the Switch goes itself, you have a headphone port, you have your game card slot, and you just kind of, it's kind of a rubber, you just kind of pull that out and then click it back in. The games click in and then you push to eject kind of out. You have your volume up and down and your power button. There also is a large kind of a port there for a fan. On the bottom you have your USB-C. And then over here you have some vents, possibly speaker too there. And then here you have your kickstand. And behind the kickstand is also a spot for micro SD card, should you need to expand your memory capacity in the Switch. Looks like I chose the region Europa. Alright, so moving right along, that is the basics on the Switch itself. Just show you, and you can eject these. So be sure when you put these adapters on, I don't know if you can see on the camera, there's a minus right there. Make sure that goes to the minus here, not the plus, because if you put it on backwards, they're very difficult to take off. So minus to minus, it clicks in and you can lock. So you can see it light it up, first player. And it makes it a little more comfortable to hold in your hand. And you know, obviously you can play it like this, but you know, you kind of got some not so comfortable edges here, especially, I don't know if you can hear that, it's kind of a slightly sharp, not like sharp, but just not comfortable. Once again, on this one you have the plus and plus, so you slide that on like that. So that is how these guys look together. And then same kind of procedure, you have to unlock it and then you have to push the round button there to eject. These are fresh, so they're maybe a little extra hard to get off there, but that one wasn't. And then the same thing goes over here, obviously one side and then the other. And as you see, your indicators then show up right there to note your player 1. So it's a decent feel. You got triggers up here. It does kind of turn into a, you know, it's obviously it's not the best, you know, situation. It's definitely better than holding the, you know, if you have the console plugged into the TV, you're playing a game, you know, you need them both together so you can play the game. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. Is it ideal? Is it the best ever? No. And that's why they make Pro controllers. By the way, we'll be putting out a review on one of those coming up real soon. But this will definitely get you by. this will get you started, and you can decide, do you want to get a Pro controller? Is it worth it to you? And that sort of thing. But it's definitely doable. Put those back. And so, yeah, so this is really kind of just a plastic shuttle of sorts. And I don't know if you probably can't really see, yeah, you can kind of see there. Those are just fiber optic kind of extensions. This doesn't actually have any electronics in it at all. It's literally just a plastic with some metal holder for the remotes. So there you have it, guys. You do get a few things with the Switch, a few things to see. You get the Switch itself, you get the Joy-Cons, you get the Joy-Con adapters, one for each. You get the remote holder, the dock, power cord, and HDMI. So right out of the box, you're ready to go. Just need to hook it up to your TV, and you're all set. And from there, you know, let's just go ahead and show you some of the on-screen stuff. Let me back up all the way here. Alright, so starting off, choose English, the Americas. We'll accept the agreement that we have to. And we'll connect to our wireless here. We'll do that real quick. Yeah, it is really nice to do the connect to your wireless on the actual Switch rather than it being displayed on the TV, because you can use the screen as a touch screen. So that's quite a bit nicer. Our Central Time, so just select your time zone there. And then they ask you then to connect to a TV. I'll actually tell that later. So then it shows you how to detach the Joy-Cons. It actually is forcing me to detach the Joy-Cons. Oh, so yep, there's why you watch my video. It says, I actually clicked next without doing the right thing here. So it says, use the left stick to select next, then press A on the right controller. So use the left stick and then push A. So now it's telling me that you can use the Joy-Con with the console attached or detached, and so choose how you want to play. So that's kind of cool too. You can actually flip the kickstand down and set this up on a TV or on a table or something, and you can use these to play your game. Just hold them in your hand like this. So that's kind of cool as well. Now it's asking to add a user, and I will import one from my other account. Okay, and so I'm trying to link a Nintendo account because this is the second Switch of mine, and unfortunately it's telling me that I can't link an account right now because the system needs to update. And I'm going to tell it to go ahead and ask you to create a new user account right then, and I said cancel, and I don't think it's going to let me around this. So yeah, I want to import, new previous yes, link a Nintendo account, and then it does not let me go past, so it wants me to do an update. Alright, so I'll tell that later. Create a new user, Mario 1, okay. And I'll skip that because I will sync that up later. Then it's going on to talk about Nintendo Switch Online. I probably will be doing a video about that here coming up, guys, just to show you what all is Switch Online. What does it give you? Is it worth it? And then you have the option of family account. Do you want a family? Do you want an individual account? So I'm going to go over the pros, cons, costs. You know, my opinion on, is that worth it? Is it is a benefit. So I'll be doing a video on that coming up real soon, guys. So like and subscribe, and you know, check back with us to see when we come out with that one. Go ahead and hit next. It's going to ask about parental controls. So for your parents out there, if you want to do any of these things, you can actually monitor stuff from your smartphone and that sort of thing as well. So that's kind of awesome. Alright, and we are set up. So now you hit the home button on the right Joy-Con. And then I will go straight over to the system settings. And system, and we'll do an update. These updates usually don't take too long. 3 seconds and it's going to restart, so we'll see here. So it had me push the A button 3 times just to make sure it didn't get bumped, and you actually wanted to turn it on, say it was in a case or a duffel bag or something like that, then you're not accidentally turning it on, running your battery down, that sort of thing. But yeah, so there's a look at the new Nintendo Switch. Virtually identical to the original Nintendo Switch, just has a bigger battery, better battery life, supposedly up to 9 hours instead of the 6 hours. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll be putting out more content real soon here. We're going to be going over Pro controllers, a few different types, and also we're going to be taking a look at Paper Mario as that comes out on Friday. So once again, Jake here from Switch Fix Games. Like and subscribe, and hope you enjoyed the content. Thanks.